What's up, everybody, and welcome back. So I have another recommendation for you. It is another romance. I didn't mean to make just romance recommendation after romance recommendation. That is something that I actually tried to not do, but these are the two recommendations that I had just kind of ready to go. And they are pretty different in some ways. In some ways, they're pretty different. But next video shouldn't be another romance recommendation. At least that's what I'm gonna shoot for. But I did find another romance manga, and it's looking pretty good, so we'll see what happens there. But today I am recommending, actually, let me read it in the Japanese first, even though the title is probably going to give it away, unless I make the title for the video in Japanese. Maybe that's a strategy. So the name of this manga is Kareshi Tokidoki Kanojo, which is being written by Sumugi Musawa, and it's a comedy, romance, school life, shonen, slice of life, supernatural. And it only has 2 chapters so far, so obviously there's not a whole lot to go off of. But the chapters are rather long, so it's not like there's absolutely nothing to go off of. So I'm just going to start getting into this before I reveal kind of the twist of it. Only because it's how I started going into this manga. So in many ways, this is a typical comedy, romance, school life, slice of life, relationship manga. In many ways it is. But then you see the supernatural tag, and at first I didn't know it was supernatural. I didn't know because, well, the cover art for the first chapter popped up and it just had the name in Japanese. I saw it and I said, I might as well check it out. There's 1 chapter, and I was looking through new manga, which I'm not supposed to do because I'm supposed to be going through the manga that I already have and catching up to that, but that's a separate issue. But so this romance follows Akizuki Hodaka and Shishizaki Chihaya. So the story starts, and I'm pretty sure these two are already dating, and then it gives us a flashback of how they got together. And they got together in a very simple manner. They were both at school late doing different things for different clubs that they were in. I think they were the only 2 people in the school, and the power goes out. And when the power goes out, Chihaya gets a little afraid. She's walking around the school looking for someone, I assume a teacher, to be like, what's going on? There's no lights anymore. And she runs into Hodaka. She's like, do you know why the power's out? He's like, nope. He says, okay, kind of keeps it moving, comes back and is like, do you mind if I stay with you until like the power turns back on? And you know, he's just, yeah, that's fine. I don't know how long they're there. At least I don't remember. Maybe the manga says how long they're there, but they're there for a bit and they're just talking, right? They're just having a normal conversation, getting to know each other, not deeply, obviously, kind of surface level knowledge of each other, except for their names, because you know, that's how you have to go. They look up to the stars and they're like, oh wow, it's so beautiful. Lights turn back on. He sees her, she sees him. He's like, oh my gosh. She's probably just like, he's not bad, right? They just hit it off right from the start. But after this event, they don't really interact with each other. I think Chihaya is a year older than him, so she's in the 3rd year and I'm pretty sure he's in the 2nd year. So they don't really have a lot of interaction because of that. Until one day he sees her in the hallway and he just has to confess his feelings for her because he can't stop thinking about that night. He can't stop thinking about having this great conversation with her, and he just wants to get to know her more. So he asks her out. They start dating, right? All's good in the world, and all is good in the world. It's a normal romance from then on where these two are together. They're dating. I don't know how much of a time jump there is because he starts thinking about obviously like holding hands and kissing her and stuff. And if you've read a romance manga, that's usually kind of holding hands is, I don't know, middle of the manga kind of thing. A kiss is maybe, really far out. It takes a while to get there. So I don't know what kind of time jump there is. I don't think there really is one. I think it is just a few days, but they're just that in love with each other that they want to progress their relationship, which in the United States is like, yeah, in Japan, or at least in Japanese manga, it seems like they are sprinting in this relationship. So nothing really happens except he does go to try and kiss her, and she rejects his kiss. And you find out later that she was like, I didn't mean to reject your kiss. I do want to kiss you, but something bad may happen when I kiss you. So, mind you this, I didn't know what this was when I first picked it up. So, the bad thing that happens is that her family, her bloodline, at least the women in it, are cursed. They're cursed to whenever they kiss a guy, the guy turns into a girl. So the English title of this manga is Boyfriend, Sometimes Girlfriend. Now, obviously, I didn't know that going into this. Gender bender kind of stuff is not anything that I'm interested in. It's not mangas that I look for. So I wasn't looking for this. The only gender bender I actually ever read was, what was that one? I can't remember the name. Some of you probably remember it. You could put it in the comments below. That one where they had like the bracelets or whatever, and the guy would turn into the girl, and it was like a battle kind of manga. Anyway, so she kisses him, he turns into a girl. He's like, what the heck just happened? And she's, not very happy that it happened. She doesn't enjoy the fact that it happened, but she also didn't know that it was going to happen because she didn't believe in this curse. He goes back to being a guy literally the next day. They meet the parents. The parents are like, yeah, no, this is a real thing. And you know it's a real thing because the dad is a girl. I guess from overexposure to kisses, the longer the process takes for you to reverse, I guess. Not so sure. Regardless, he's like, I'm not gonna break up with you because I still love you. I don't care if that means when I kiss you, I turn into a girl. I'm not too sure if she's gonna stay in that relationship. She seems like she wants to end the relationship because she doesn't want to do that to him, but he gave that impassioned speech, and who knows? We'll find out in chapter 3 whether or not she actually sticks with him. I assume that they will, but I also assume as this continues on, they will try and find some way to break the curse so that he doesn't turn into a girl fully, so that they can actually just have a regular boyfriend-girlfriend relationship with not this supernatural curse looming above them. So I know this may be like, it's just another romance thing with some weird supernatural curse thing, but I mean, the art style is fantastic. The characters so far are great. It's nice and wholesome, and honestly, it's pretty interesting. I think I'm gonna stick with it, but the one problem that I have with it really is how long it takes for new chapters to come out. If you listened to, I don't remember which episode of the podcast it was. I think it was 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago maybe. The first chapter came out in September, and the second chapter came out in November. So, this is the one problem that I have with this manga. I do have it on my bookmarks, so it is something that I will be trying to keep up with. The only problem with it is this release schedule. If this release schedule is super inconsistent like it is, or so long like it is, I don't think it's something that I will inherently just drop so much as just forget about, and it'll just get buried in the mound of other manga that I'm trying to read and get through, and the new ones that I'm constantly discovering. But it is interesting. It is nice. I am enjoying it, and I do recommend it. So if it sounds interesting to you, if the visuals seemed interesting to you, it is only 2 chapters. Catching up is real simple, and it is seemingly something that you can kind of just throw on the back burner. Just wait for an update in the next 3-4 months, whenever that is, if you remember. Either way, if you enjoyed, like and subscribe. Check out the other recommendations in the Why You Should playlist. Check out the podcast, merch, and everything else. Links are in the description boxes down below. Other than that, I will see all of you in the next one.